You open TikTok for 10 minutes. Then suddenly an hour is gone, and somehow you feel less rested than before. Your to-do list is still waiting. Your focus has quietly vanished. That feeling has a name people now use: brain rot. Not a medical diagnosis, a warning sign. It describes the mental fog after too much low-value content. Clip after clip, joke after joke, nothing stays long enough to matter. Short videos are not automatically bad. The loop is the problem, because the feed never asks, "Are you done?" It simply serves the next thing before you can think. A laugh, a shock, a cute dog, an argument. Your brain keeps waiting for the next tiny reward. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. Unpredictable rewards are especially hard to stop chasing. It is the same principle behind slot machines in Las Vegas. But now the slot machine fits in your pocket. This is not a character flaw, it is a designed environment. The cost is subtle: focus, motivation, creativity, and time. A book feels slow. Work feels dull. Silence feels uncomfortable. Yet your attention is not broken. It is being trained. So let's see how the scroll trap works, and how to take your mind back. First, what does brain rot actually mean? It is not a medical diagnosis, it is a warning sign. A warning that low-value content may be reshaping your habits. Think endless clips, recycled jokes, outrage, and random drama. Each clip feels tiny. The total effect is not. Your mind gets trained to skim, react, then move on. That leaves less room for reflection, nuance, or real thinking. You may recognize the feeling: zombie scrolling, thumb moving, videos changing, mind barely present. Then you stop and feel foggy, flat, strangely tired. That is overload, not laziness. Your brain has processed hundreds of tiny emotional jolts, and many feeds quietly turn life into a comparison contest. Someone is richer, fitter, happier, more successful, apparently. But feeds are highlight reels, not whole lives. Psychologist Leon Festinger called this social comparison. We naturally measure ourselves against other people. Online, that comparison never clocks out. The result can be anxiety, low self-worth, and less motivation. Even the word caught on. Oxford named brain rot 2024's word of the year. The label is playful. The pattern deserves serious attention. So why is this pattern so hard to stop? Because the feed is engineered to keep going. A book ends. A TV episode ends. Your feed has no finish line. Autoplay removes the tiny moment where you could choose to stop. Infinite scroll does the same. One swipe becomes another, then another. Platforms do not optimize for your well-being. They optimize for engagement. Every pause, replay, like and share teaches the algorithm about you. Then it serves clips tailored to your interests, fears, and moods. That relevance feels helpful. But it also makes leaving much harder. The real hook is not pleasure, it is anticipation. Maybe the next clip is funny, useful, shocking, or exactly what you need. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. Rewards arrive unpredictably. B.F. Skinner showed that unpredictable rewards create stubborn behavior. Your feed is not a slot machine, but the loop is uncomfortably similar. Novelty pulls you in. Curiosity says, just one more. Fear keeps you checking. What if you miss breaking news or the latest drama? Outrage works too. Anger makes attention feel urgent. Soon, reaching for your phone becomes automatic, not a conscious decision. Waiting in line, a dull meeting, 5 quiet seconds, scroll. Stress makes the habit even stronger. Scrolling offers instant escape. The relief is real, but brief. The unfinished stress waits when you look up. That is the avoidance loop. Discomfort, scroll, relief, repeat. Awareness opens the exit, but rebuilding focus takes practice. Short videos train your mind to expect a new reward every few seconds. 30-second clips deliver many inputs, but almost no time to reflect. Your brain starts scanning for the next thing, not staying with this thing. That matters when real life asks for patience. A textbook chapter, work report, or Sunday crossword can suddenly feel painfully slow. Not because you became lazy, because your reward baseline shifted. After a stimulation binge, ordinary tasks offer less immediate payoff. So you reach for another clip before the hard task even begins. Psychologists call this switching cost. Every jump leaves mental residue. Researcher Sophie Leroy calls it attention residue. Part of your mind stays stuck on what you just left. One distraction seems harmless. 50 micro-switches are not. Over time, sustained attention becomes harder to access on demand. That can weaken analysis, memory, and creative problem solving. Deep thinking needs boredom, space, and time for ideas to connect. But an endless feed fills every quiet gap before that process can start. Then comes the strange aftermath. Tired, restless, and oddly empty. You consumed hundreds of moments, yet created nothing that matters to you. The plan to exercise, apply, write, or call someone gets pushed to tomorrow. The good news: attention is trainable, and the next steps add friction to autopilot. So start by noticing the loop, without shaming yourself. Awareness breaks autopilot. You do not need perfect discipline. You need a slightly harder default. Behavior researcher B.F. Skinner showed that environments shape behavior. Change yours first. First, remove short video apps from your home screen. Make them take effort to find. Put them in a folder on the last page. Better yet, name it. Are you sure? That tiny pause matters. It creates a moment for choice. For stronger friction, uninstall the app after using it. Re-download only deliberately. Next, silence notifications. Most urgent alerts are just invitations to return. Turn off badges, banners, and vibration. Let your attention belong to you. Also, disable autoplay. A finished video should be an ending, not a trapdoor. Without autoplay, every next clip requires a conscious tap. That is friction working. Try grayscale mode. Less color means fewer visual hooks pulling you in. Your feed may suddenly look less irresistible. That is exactly the point. Then separate work from entertainment. Do not keep both one tap apart. During work, leave the phone in another room. Distance reduces impulsive checking. A University of Texas study found a nearby phone can drain available attention, even untouched. Set specific entertainment windows instead. For example, 7:30. Not whenever boredom strikes. This is not banning fun. It is putting you back in charge of access. Start with one barrier today. Hidden apps, silent alerts, or a phone-free desk. Small obstacles interrupt big habits, but you also need something better to move toward, because empty scrolling time will pull you back, unless you replace it with real rewards. So do not just remove the scroll. Replace what it was giving you. If the empty space feels boring, your brain will rebuild the old habit. Start with a simple replacement menu. Ready before temptation arrives. For restless energy, choose movement. Walk, stretch, run, or lift. Even a 10-minute walk can change the state you bring back to work. For the urge to create, write one page, sketch, cook, or play music. The goal is not impressive output. It is becoming an active participant again. For quiet curiosity, read something longer than a caption. Begin with 5 pages, not an unrealistic promise to read for hours. This is how you rebuild tolerance for slower, deeper rewards. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called this kind of absorption flow. It happens when a meaningful challenge holds your attention completely. That is very different from passive stimulation chasing you from clip to clip. Do not overlook people either. A real conversation meets a deeper need. Call a friend, join a club, volunteer, or eat one meal face-to-face. Online contact can be convenient, but presence creates belonging. You can also replace novelty with a skill that compounds. Try a language lesson, coding challenge, chess puzzle, or difficult recipe. At your desk, protect your eyes with the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Stand up, drink water, and let your attention reset before returning. The best replacement is something you would be proud to remember doing, and those proud memories begin with protecting your best hours. Create a few tech-free golden hours each day. Start with meals, the first hour after waking, or the hour before bed. These small boundaries give your mind room to settle. You do not need a perfect digital detox to change direction. One better choice, repeated consistently, is enough to begin. James Clear makes this idea practical in Atomic Habits. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your system. So design your surroundings to make focus the easier option. Keep your phone out of reach during important work. Use one barrier, then let repetition do the heavy lifting. Over time, attention becomes less automatic and more intentional. Your attention is not broken. It is trained by what you repeatedly practice. Every focused page, conversation, walk, or workout strengthens that skill. At first, meaningful activities may feel slower than a fast-moving feed. That discomfort is not failure. It is your brain recalibrating. Let the quiet return before deciding what you truly want. Remember, your phone is a tool, not your default escape. Choose when it serves you, and close it when it does not. You are not trying to become perfect. You are reclaiming your agency. So choose one trigger to remove today, and one meaningful habit to begin. Then share it below. Which scrolling trigger will you remove today?